Okay, so what I mean by that is in some countries you call the police, they won't do anything, they'll say pay me and I'll do something. In Vietnam, they will act. So I got ripped off a few times at the markets, and even I was told later, even if you complain to your hotel, they can go back with a staff member or a security or someone of import, excuse me, I'm burping, to go back and negotiate getting you your money back. So if you ever get ripped off with a taxi in Vietnam, especially if you're in a good hotel, but if you ever feel you got ripped off with a taxi, they usually give you a ticket of what, like it's like a registration of this is the ride you got with this driver, like a receipt, sorry. Keep that receipt, and if you feel strange or you feel like, nah, that was stupid, complain to your hotel, and the hotel can call the company and get your money back. Okay, so only use marked cabs and taxis. The brand names, you'll see that they have a marking of this brand and this rates. They're clearly marked as professional taxis. They're usually white, yellow, silver, sometimes they're even pink. But, they're clearly a taxi. And that applies same in Philippines as well. Only get white and yellow marked taxis. Thailand was different. We even hired private cars. We go, hey, how you going? He's a driver. He's just sitting against his truck. Four-wheel drive. Nice new SUV. These guys have got a brand new SUV, air conditioning, everything. Where do you want to go? We go, we want to go to Phuket City, go market shopping and go to the kickboxing. Okay, maybe 1,000 baht, 1,000 Thai baht. We go, no, how about 500? He goes, oh, it's a long trip, how about 800? We go, okay, done. Get in. It costs nothing. He'll drive us there and drive us back. We get market shopping. And he's like asleep in the back waiting for us for 2 hours. We watch some kickboxing. Anyway. So that was, Vietnam and Thailand. But, both great. Both great. Vietnam, really, you'd have to make the effort just to learn the basic, hello and learn the greetings. I think I already shared the story before about how I was at a restaurant and went, oh, this is delicious, thank you. And I hugged the owner of the restaurant and she got really offended. And her husband came out and was like, don't touch my wife. So just be aware of things like don't touch girls in Vietnam unless they want it. No, I'm joking. No, but you know what I mean. Just shake hands. Shake hands with girls, and obviously if they like you, the young ones, as in our generation, they're like, oh cool, do you want to hang out? Do you want to get something to eat? And then you'll know. They'll grab your arm or they'll hug you or something. So you'll know. But they'll let you know. Okay? But I did find a majority of people and girls very conservative. They might even come up, oh, hi sir, I just wanted to get a photo with you. Oh, okay. But they won't even put their arm around me to get the photo. They'll just, very, how can I say it, very conservative, Okay, moving on. Philippines, the most popular. By the way, thank you so much to the US and Pinoy or Philippine viewers. You are the most popular. You guys watch my channel the most at the moment, so I do appreciate it. Philippines has obviously been the longest video series, so I'm going to talk most about it, and I get the most questions about it. English is common. It's wonderful. Everyone speaks English. I did meet a few people in the provinces who didn't speak English. Just in that province, they didn't learn or they didn't finish school. So even though they were in their 20s, they actually couldn't speak English. And when someone can't speak English, when they don't talk. If someone says, oh, me no English, they're lying. Because they can say no English, right? They're lying. But when they're just like, they don't even know what to say, like hello or something, they clearly can't speak, right? So I did meet a few people like that, got someone to interpret, and even just to interview them. I said, like, can I interview you? And they're like, no, I don't want to be on camera. And I was like, how come you can't speak English? And they explained. Don't want to talk too much, sorry guys. Be careful of the taxis, guys. I covered it twice in my Manila videos. Okay, so if you watched the Manila videos, season 1. The taxis will try to trick you. So I don't know if these vendors own the front entrance or exit area of the airport, but vendors will come up, sir, come get taxi. You can only get taxi with me. And it's only those vendors at that section, right? They've got SUVs, vans, they all look very professional, and you'll pay a ridiculous price like 1,000 pesos or 2,000 pesos or 3,000. Don't pay it. Okay? Walk further down the airport. Okay? All airports, if you walk further down, you will have standard yellow and white taxis, motorbike taxis, car taxis, okay? And you will pay the standard price. You might have to line up. Usually there's a queue, you line up, it goes very quickly. Be patient, it's worth it, okay? So that's what happened to me. Very first, go off the plane, first trip, I actually hired a private chauffeur car, a private SUV. If you had a big family, a big group, yeah, okay, that's worth it. You got a whole big group in that big car. But me by myself, 1,000 pesos, it was too much. Usually to Makati from the airport is 200 to 300 pesos at this point in time. Obviously, it can change. Inflation and times change. That's just a snapshot in time, just to give you an idea of that difference. 1,000 compared to 300 is a big difference. There's a lot of Spanish and American influence in Philippines, which I love. I speak a little bit of Spanish, and obviously, I have American friends. I love Americans. But it comes from their history. You can do that research for yourself, from periods of occupation, being occupied by the Spanish and then the Americans. So because of that, it's very tourist friendly. I did find it very, very tourist friendly. Manila is a bit more commercialized, big city, millions of people, just bear that in mind. A lot of people in a small place. So when they see a foreigner, they think dollars. And you can see that in like episode 2. Even when I was waiting outside the massage parlor, the manager's saying, Brendan, you're a foreigner, people want your dollars, Be careful, people are begging, they want your dollars. They're not even street people, they dress up. I actually saw people doing this, they put mud, they dress up and pretend to be street people just to get money. And then later on I saw them changing and cleaned up, and they were in normal, nice clothing, and I saw them shopping, and I went and had a conversation. And they did admit, they said, yeah, we just do it just to try and get money out of foreigners. So I'm not kidding. Obviously they didn't want to be on camera, being caught doing that. But they were honest enough to talk to me. I just bought them a coffee and we had a chat. As you know, if you see my videos, I'm very sociable. I like to go up and talk to people. Manila is very, very congested. Again, lots of people in a small place, and there's millions of people. Their infrastructure as well, it wasn't well planned. And I spoke to a town planner, so even the people I meet, right? A town planner was saying they're even getting consulting help from Singapore and Singapore town planners to see what they can do to better manage their land. So Manila just grew too quickly and spread out, and they didn't manage their land very well. Anyway, because of that congestion and traffic, it's so hectic. I didn't believe it when Australian friends said, mate, it can take hours to get just 20 kilometres. I said, yeah, right, in Australia 20 kilometres is 20 minutes. Man, you can see it in the videos. There's, I think it's episode 1. When we're sitting in front of, there's a restaurant, we're sitting and we're saying, oh, we had to get out of the taxi because traffic was so quick. We were there for like 2 hours eating steaks and eating dinner, and our same taxi was still in front of the restaurant. We were waving to him, Kuya, did you want a drink? Did you want food? We'll bring you food. Oh, no. Our taxi was moving so slow, he was still in front of the restaurant while we were eating, We can bring you food. Crazy. So 20 kilometers took 2 hours. I looked at the map, I looked at Google. I just needed to get from my hotel to the shopping mall, about 20 kilometers. Took 2 hours. Okay? Just that particular area I wanted to go. So just bear that in mind. You have to factor that in when you're traveling. Obviously, when you want to catch your plane or travel around. If you do want to walk, you can, but it's so hot. Even if you have a hat on and an umbrella, it's so hot you can get a heat stroke. So get a taxi. Get a motorbike taxi, meaning a sidecar one or a car. I did get the jeepneys a few times. I found them fine, but I was again warned by locals: try not to get the jeepneys too much. You might get robbed. Again, because you're a foreigner, you might draw attention with the camera. But yeah, it was fine. I even got the MRT rail. That was fine. Again, I know people that have been robbed, like pickpocketed. It was fine. I just kept quiet. I just sat on the rail. It was so full. I was like this, but all these people around me. I just kept quiet, and I even went, psst, psst, miss, because this is later. I go, miss. She goes, oh yes. I go, I'm not from here. How do I get to Makati? She's like, oh, and she told me, and then everyone on the train, everyone on the rail was like, the whole train cut. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get attacked or something. And everyone was nice. They're, oh, where are you from? And are you having a good trip? Are you enjoying Philippines? So people were lovely. So I was nice to them, they were nice to me. I'm not stupid, right? I know where my things are. I'm always checking my pockets. I know where my possessions are. I'm trying not to draw too much attention to myself. I'm just being respectful, It's like, oh, thank you for your help, and it's nice to meet you, and thank you everyone for being so nice. But can you imagine I'm on a train going, oh my god, there's all these people looking at me. But it all worked out. And that was from the traffic, by the way. The traffic was so bad.